What's up guys, Dawn here. This is Let's Make It 40K, and today's piece is about 10 different ways that you can enjoy Warhammer 40,000. While many of the different mediums listed here aren't in any particular order, I did of course save the best for last. Number 10, Magic the Gathering. One of the most recent additions to the retinue of Warhammer products now lets you play 40K in Magic the Gathering. The Necron Dynasty deck and the Forces of the Imperium decks both went up in value shortly after their release, so they will be the pricier options to pursue if you're looking to play. Number 9, Action Figures. There's a number of great action figures available through Games Workshop and their retailers, some by Todd McFarlane, and it looks like Bandai is on the horizon with an awesome array of 40K action figures as well. Number 8, Novels and Audiobooks. There are a plethora of 40K novels and audiobooks out there that you can immerse yourself in the Warhammer universe with, thanks to what's known as the Black Library, which is a literary division of Games Workshop. The Black Library brings the playable characters from the 40K games to life through great tales of renown, with popular titles such as Eisenhorn, Gaunt's Ghosts, and of course the accounting of the start of the Great Conflict itself, the Horus Heresy series. Number 7, Comic Books and Graphic Novels. The Black Library also publishes comic books and graphic novels, and while I'm not a comic book collector myself, I did find the Sisters of Battle and the Marneus Calgar comic series to be fun. Number 6, White Dwarf Magazine. White Dwarf magazines are loaded with hobby tips, game supplements, army showcases, and more. Access to a digital back catalog of the magazine is also included in the Warhammer Plus subscription, and I think it's definitely a funner magazine than any other magazine out there. Number 5, Warhammer Plus. I suppose it's safe to say that the Blood Angels series on Warhammer Plus is something of a spiritual successor to Astartes, and it serves as the best feature film animation that is available to date. Many of us expect the Astartes film to be even better when it's finished, but in the meantime, in addition to regular animes, you can find really helpful painting tutorials, battle reports, and more. Number 4, Scale Modeling. Simply put, the crafting element to Warhammer is a staple to the 40K universe. Tabletop wargaming is an integral part of what Games Workshop does as a company, and an important element of getting to the point of fighting battles is the process of building and painting your army. However, if you just want to play the game and don't want to build or paint your miniatures, you can always hire an artist to do it for you, and you can likely find one at your local wargaming-focused hobby shop. But if you really dig the building and painting aspect, there is yet another world of fun awaiting you, and if you're good enough, you can enter your work into any number of scale modeling contests around the world. The most prestigious of all contests in this hobby is the Golden Demon, which was revived in the US after a decade of dormancy. Number 3, Boxed Game Sets and Board Games. Warhammer has a number of great spin-off box game sets and board games set in the Warhammer 40K universe as well. Notably Necromunda, Aeronautica Imperialis, and Adeptus Titanicus. Number 2, Video Games. There have been quite a few video games based on Warhammer 40K over the years, some of them great and others phenomenal. The 40K video games that I've found to be the most enjoyable so far are the original Chaos Gate, the original Space Marine, Fire Warrior, Hired Gun, Freeblade, Sanctus Reach, Battlefleet Gothic, and my favorite so far, Dawn of War Soulstorm. Also, if you weren't aware, Darktide looks like it's set to make waves here soon as well. Pun intended. And last but not least, number 1, Tabletop Wargaming. The Warhammer 40,000 Tabletop Wargaming. This is where it's at. It's where you coordinate the forces you've chosen to build your army with around the battlefield to best your opponent. It's a battle of wits, preparation, chance, and math. It's an eternal conflict that has raged on for 10,000 years. A civil war, a holy war, raged for a corpse that is worshipped across the galaxy. It is for that cause the forces of the Imperium fight, and it is the goal of the forces of chaos to bring the Imperium down. Plus a wild card, the Xenos armies, yet another constant threat to the survival of humanity. These wars raged across the galaxy are fought by players in tournaments on the tabletops of hobby shops across the world. As the conflict rages on, the results of battles players fight impacts how the game changes over time. It's a captivating story that's been in the works since the early 80s, ever evolving along with the miniature. The eternal dispute for dominance of the galaxy will never see peaceful resolution, never a middle ground. For in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, there is only war.